What I'm doing is I'm working 80 Fairmont Futura. It's a 2-door sports coupe. It's been swapped, a modular swap and a dash swap. Everything was from a 97, and then we just recently put a PI motor in it. So it's got a 03 GT motor in it. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm doing the door seals. These are from Mustang Restoration, Daniel Carpenter's Mustang Restoration. 79 to 93 Mustangs are all the same. Even the Fairmonts, they give you a little bit of extra length to cut and adjust to the size. So these Fairmonts are the same thing. What you look for is the seal split. So I always go off the factory seal split. So right here on these, that from the factory, these is the factory seal. They put the split right here, and what I mean by split is where this comes together, right? So there's a split. That's about a foot. So that's where I'm gonna remember that. So I'm gonna pull this off, breaking some of the plastic because the plastic was breaking anyways. Let me grab a Phillips. What you're going to end up doing is loosening your panel right up here. Take it all the way out if you want. I just popped that one out there. And this one will have to come off. So you're removing all the paneling that is connected to your door seal. Okay, or at least popping it down to where it's out of the way. The trick, or the tough spot on these, is this corner right here. Okay, this corner is a tricky piece. It's a tricky piece because of the dash. Like the original dash wouldn't have been a problem, but since we put a SN95 dash in it, there's a little bit of fitment issue there. So I'm gonna have to wiggle this out. Alright, so I had to stop that for a second. My wife showed up. You have to get this this quarter piece here loose, and then pull this paneling up and slide this up and out. Okay, this one's already broke. We're gonna try to preserve the plastic as much as possible because this shit's brittle. Except for this is metal for some reason. Okay, so now that I've got that off, now I can start ripping the rest of this seal. That was it. Oops. Okay, so now that I've got that done, a lot of people will come in and clean this up. You can do that, but this is a rat rod for me. And the way this is made, this is pinched together. There's a little piece of metal in there, and it kind of crimps together and holds together. So as you snap it on there, there's these little grooves in there. You can see them maybe. There's these little grooves in there that lock into that. So I'm not really worried about dirt causing it to not seal correctly or whatever. So I'm gonna go back to this foot spot right here. I'm gonna press in. And the trick to this weather stripping is just to keep feeding it and pressing it in, okay? If you stay along that line and just keep pressing it and wiggle it in, it'll snap right into place. And you just do that all the way around. At the end of this, I'll show you what I do if I get a spot. Because what I like to do is close the door and make sure that all my spots are sealing. If you get a spot where you're getting light through it, you can, if you have a body puller, like a 2-pound body hammer, you can kind of pull it out slightly to help get it to seal. So I can show you that. Probably not in this video. I might do that in a different video. But I'm just making my way around this and turning it to where it's going in correctly and just pressing it in. Just making sure it's pressed in. When you get to the corners, those are the tricky ones. But just wiggle it. I mean, you just gotta finagle it in. It'll go in there. Not always the most willing, but it'll definitely go in there. There's some more plastic breaking off. That's the beauty of rat rods, guys. Making my way around, coming back and pressing in to make sure all of it is on there. It's all locked in good. And what I'm doing is I'm just pressing this in just to make sure that it's all the way locked in. Let me get this a little closer over here. See if you can see this here. Okay, so I got a piece of wood here, just kind of blocking this door from falling on me. But I'm just taking my thumb and pressing it in. Pressing in, press, all the way down. Now I'll go back. I went back up to this corner because in the corners they always start to pull down, especially coming from the top. So I go back into that corner and really press in, and it moved a good ½ inch. So it wasn't going to be locked in if I would have left it. Go back down to this corner, make sure that corner is pressed in, kind of slide it back, and now I'm coming down to this point. When I get down here, what I like to do is, let me see if I can turn this. You can see right here, I like to mark it at this line with something. It doesn't matter what it's with. You could do it with a little screw, whatever. Just mark where that spot is. You can see it there, right there. And then that's where I'm going to cut it. And I've got the rusty pinchers that I'm going to use because I can't find my good ones. They're probably at my other house. So yeah, I'm going to use these. And the way you want to do this is, let me see if I can, well, you know what? Here, I'll show you on the video. So, let's see. Look at this. You want to cut on the metal side. So say this is the new piece. This is where it cramps here, okay? You want to cut, when I go to cut that new one down there on that line, I'm going to find my line, and then I'm going to cut in between that. Because it's really hard to get a good accurate cut if you try to do the whole damn thing. So just do that one spot, loosen up, and come back on this other side and start to just nip around. This part up here is really easy. You can do that with scissors if you want. Just cut this part with pinchers. So I'm just going to do this real quick here. There's nothing fancy about this, guys. I'm just reaching in and clipping. Same. And that's what that ends up looking like. You know, that's where the junction is, at least. So, but other than that, the seal is, you know, all the way on. It's a new seal. Like I said, for $79 to $93. Yeah.